Hello, everyone. There comes a point in your life when you realize you can't keep living on the same level. You can't keep talking about change, but never becoming it. You can't keep dreaming about the next version of you while staying loyal to your comfort zone. This is that moment, the moment to level up your life. It's time to stop repeating the same routine to get different results. It's time to stop blaming the world and start building yourself. You've got goals, you've got purpose, you've got greatness inside of you, but it's trapped under fear, laziness, and excuses. And today we break that cycle. Today we shift from wishing to working, from waiting to winning. Because leveling up isn't about luck, it's about mindset, discipline, and relentless effort. The question isn't whether you can, it's whether you're finally ready to do what it takes. You have to understand something. Life will only meet you at the level of your expectation. If you expect average, you'll get average. If you expect greatness, you'll attract greatness. The truth is, most people never level up because their standards are too low. They settle for what's comfortable, for what's easy, for what's familiar. But comfort is an enemy of growth. You can't rise to new levels while clinging to old habits. You can't say you want success and live like you're okay with less. Every day you accept a lower standard. You train your mind to believe that mediocrity is okay, that good enough is enough. But I'm telling you right now, good enough is not enough if you want to live the life you were created for. You got to raise your standards so high that the old you can't even recognize you anymore. You say you want to be successful, you say you want to be great, but your actions don't match your words. You talk about goals, but you still hit snooze in the morning. You talk about discipline, but you still make excuses when things get tough. You talk about change, but you still hang around the same people doing the same thing. You can't talk your way into leveling up. You gotta work your way into it. Eric Thomas says, you can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. That means your standards have to match your vision. If you wanna play at a higher level, you've got to demand more from yourself. In your work, in your discipline, in your consistency. You've got to decide that you're done with average, done with almost, done with halfway. Because you can't build a championship life with practice level effort. When you raise your standard, everything around you starts to shift. Your environment changes, your circle changes, your mindset changes, get it so. You start attracting opportunities because you carry a different energy. People feel it. They can see that you're serious, that you're focused, that you're on another level. But it all starts with you. You can't expect people to respect your grind if you don't respect it yourself. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. Raise your standards so high that the world has no choice but to notice. The truth is, leveling up requires sacrifice. It's not easy to raise your standards. It means saying no to distractions. It means walking away from people who don't want to grow. It means holding yourself accountable when nobody's watching. But that's what separates the great from the average. The average talk about what they're going to do. The greats wake up and do it, whether they feel like it or not. You have to become obsessed with excellence. You have to make excellence your new normal. When other people take shortcuts, you take the long way because you know integrity lasts longer than opportunity. When other people are complaining, you're creating. When they're resting, you're building. It's not about being perfect. It's about being relentless. Every time you raise your standards, you challenge yourself to become more disciplined, more focused, more intentional. You begin to operate on a different frequency. You stop asking, what's the minimum I can do? And start asking, what's the maximum I can give? That shift changes everything. Changes your habits, your relationships, your results. Because the moment you decide that average is no longer an option, your entire life starts moving toward greatness. Think about the people who inspire you, the athletes, the leaders, the entrepreneurs. What separates them from everyone else's in talent? It's their standards. They refuse to be okay with average. They expect excellence from themselves every single day. Kobe Bryant didn't train when it was convenient. He trained when it was necessary. He didn't settle for being good. He demanded greatness. That's the mindset you've got to adopt. You got to be willing to do what most people won't, to get what most people can. Most people can't. Every level of your life will demand a higher version of you. You can't take old habits into a new season. You can't level up your life if your mindset, your discipline, and your expectations are still stuck in the past. You've got to break the cycle. You've got to challenge yourself every single day to give a little more, to do a little better, to go a little further. Because the next version of you, the one with more peace, more purpose, more success, is waiting on the other side of raised standards. So stop negotiating with your potential. Stop living like you got forever. Your time is now. Every choice you make, every action you take, every thought you think, it either pulls you closer to your goals or pushes you further away. You owe it to yourself to expect more, to demand more, to give more. Raise your standards and your life will rise with them. Everything begins in your mind. Before anything changes in your life, it must first change in your thoughts. You can't live a new life with an old mindset. You can't level up if you're still thinking like the version of you that settled, doubted, and hesitated. Mastering your mindset is about controlling the narrative that plays inside your head every day. Because whether you realize it or not, you're always talking to yourself, telling yourself what you can or can't do, what's possible or impossible. And the voice you listen to most becomes the life you live. If you want to rise higher, you've got to silence the voice of fear and amplify the voice of faith. You've got to replace I can thee with I will, and then maybe someday with a today. The battlefield of success isn't out there in the world. It's right here in your mind. Every time you say you can't do something, you're not just describing your limitation. You're creating it. Your thoughts shape your reality. That's why the most powerful change you can make isn't in your environment. It's in your mindset. Eric Thomas always says, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. That mindset comes from within. It's not about external motivation. It's about internal transformation. You gotta think differently, see differently, believe differently, because your life is a reflection of your thoughts. And if you want a new reflection, you gotta change the image in your mind first. When you master your mindset, you stop being a victim of circumstances. You stop reacting to what happens and start creating what happens. Most people live in reaction mode. Something bad happens and they give up. Someone doubts them and they stop believing. But a powerful mindset doesn't break under pressure. It gets sharper. When life throws problems at you, your mindset decides whether you see a wall or a doorway. It decides whether you quit or grow. That's why mastering your mind isn't optional. It's essential. Because everything you'll ever achieve or lose starts with the thought you allow or reject it. Every morning when you wake up, your mind gives you two options: the path of comfort or the path of growth. The comfort path tells you to stay safe, to do what's familiar, to avoid risk. But that path leads nowhere. The growth path pushes you into discomfort, forces you to stretch, and challenges you to believe bigger. Mastering your mindset means choosing growth every single day, even when it's hard, even when it's scary, even when nobody's clapping for you. Because if you can win in your mind, you'll win in your life. The mind is the most powerful weapon you have. But most people never learn how to use it. They let fear, doubt, and negativity run their lives like a program they never update. It's time to delete those old beliefs. It's time to rewrite your story. You gotta tell yourself, I'm built for this. I can handle this. I'm not quitting until I win. You gotta think like a champion before you ever become one. Because every champion you admire, from athletes to entrepreneurs to leaders, mastered their mind long before they mastered their craft. They learned how to think through pain, how to stay calm in chaos, how to believe when nobody else did. They didn't let their emotions control their actions. They used focus as fuel. And you can do the same. Understand this, your mind will either be your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness. It depends on what you feed it. If you feed it negativity, fear, and excuses, it will produce failure. But if you feed it faith, focus, and purpose, it will produce greatness. That's why you must protect your thoughts like treasure. Don't let toxic people, negative media, or your past experiences program your mind. Every time you repeat a limiting belief, you're reinforcing a cage that keeps you small. Stop letting your past failures tell your future what's possible. The mind that created the problem can't be the same mind that creates the solution. You gotta evolve. You can't control every situation, but you can always control your response. That's the essence of mindset mastery. You can't control the weather, but you can control your attitude. You can't control other people, but you can control your energy. You can't control setbacks, but you can control your comeback. Life isn't about what happens to you. It's about how you think about what happens to you. Once you understand that, you become unstoppable. Because when your mindset is right, no obstacle can break you, no loss can define you, and no challenge can stop you. You can't build a powerful life on a foundation of excuses. Every time you make an excuse, you give away a piece of your power. Excuses sound good. They feel comfortable, but they keep you trapped in the same place year after year. People spend more time justifying why they can't win than actually trying to win. They talk about the opportunities they never had, the people who didn't support them, the circumstances that were unfair, but none of that changes the outcome. Life doesn't reward excuses. It rewards execution. It rewards execution. If you want to level up, you have to eliminate every excuse that's holding you back. You have to stop blaming and start building. You have to stop talking and start doing. Eric Thomas always says, you can make excuses or you can make progress, but you can't do both. That truth is harsh, but it's real. Excuses are a defense mechanism that protect your ego but destroy your potential. They make failure feel acceptable, but deep down you know it's not. Every time you say, I don't have time, what you really mean is it's not important enough. Every time you say, I'm tired, you're really saying, I'll stop pushing. Every excuse sounds different, but they all do the same thing. They block your growth. You gotta be honest with yourself, brutally honest. Because the moment you stop lying to yourself about why you're not where you want to be is the moment you start taking control of your life. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you success. Nobody owes you anything. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your story, or struggles. It only responds to results. You can have the hardest life, the worst start, the toughest challenges, but that doesn't define your finish. What defines it is your response. People who rise, who overcome, who achieve greatness all have one thing in common. They refuse to make excuses. They take full responsibility for where they are and for where they're going. They own their pain, their mistakes, and their future. That's how you become unstoppable. You gotta look in the mirror and face the truth. If you're not where you wanna be, it's not because of luck, it's because of choices. The life you have today is a reflection of the decisions you made yesterday. And if you want a different life tomorrow, you gotta make different decisions today. You gotta stop saying I can't and start saying I will. Stop saying it someday and start saying today. Excuses are just delayed dreams. Every time you push your destiny further away, and eventually you run out of time. When you eliminate excuses, you eliminate limits. Excuses are walls you build in your own mind. Walls that separate you from your potential. You say things like, I don't have the right resources, but the truth is, resourcefulness beats resources every time. You say, I don't know how, but everything is learnable if you're hungry enough. You say, I'm waiting for the right time, but there will never be a perfect time. There's only now. Successful people aren't special. They're simply people who got tired of their own excuses. They got tired of hearing themselves say, maybe next year. They decided that enough was enough. You've got to develop that mindset. The one that says, I don't care what's in my way, I'm going to find a way. You have to understand that excuses keep you in chains while accountability sets you free. The moment you say it's my fault, you take back control. You stop being victim of circumstances and become the author of your own story. When you take ownership, you take power. You can't change what you won't claim. So claim it. Your mistakes, your setbacks, your failures. Own them all, because ownership is the first step to transformation. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles, pain, and rejection your way, but how you respond defines you. Most people let difficulty become their excuse, but champions use it as their reason. They say, because I was counted out, I'll go harder. Because it was unfair, I'll fight stronger. Because I failed, I'll learn faster. That's how winners think. They don't let pain paralyze them. They let it fuel them. Every time life knocks them down, they rise without complaining. That's the mindset you gotta build. Because when you stop making excuses, you stop giving your challenges power over you. You can't keep living in blame mode. Blaming your parents, your job, your past, or your environment might make you feel justified, but it won't change your situation. Blame is a comfortable prison, but it's still a prison. The key to freedom is responsibility. Success is never built on what you do once in a while. It's built on what you do every single day. Habits are the blueprint of your destiny. Motivation will get you started, but habits will keep you going when motivation disappears. Too many people wait for inspiration to strike before they take action. They tell themselves, I'll start when I feel ready, but that moment rarely comes. Winners don't wait to feel ready. They build habits that make readiness irrelevant. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. If you can master that, you can master anything. Every great achievement is rooted in consistency. You can't wish your way to success. You have to work your way there, step by step, day by day. Eric Thomas always says, everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. Beasts don't complain. They don't procrastinate. They show up. That's what unstoppable habits do for you. It makes showing up automatic. You don't have to debate whether to go to the gym, whether to study, whether to grind. You just do it because it's who you are now. That's how transformation happens. Not through one big leap, but through small, consistent steps taken relentlessly. Habits shape identity. Every time you follow through on your commitment, you tell your subconscious mind, I'm the kind of person who keeps promises. But every time you break one, you tell yourself the opposite. The key to leveling up your life is creating habits that align with the person you want to become. If you want to be fit, create habits of movement and clean eating. If you want to be successful, create habits of focus, discipline, and preparation. If you want to grow mentally, create habits of reading and reflection. You are your routine. The way you spend your days is the way you spend your life. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They show up strong for a week, maybe a month, then fade away when it stops feeling exciting. But habits aren't built on excitement. They're built on repetition. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't skip it because you don't feel like it. You do it automatically because it's part of your lifestyle. Success must become just as normal. You have to make your goals part of your daily rhythm until effort becomes instinct. When you reach that point, you're unstoppable. Building unstoppable habits requires patience and honesty. You can't create massive change overnight. You have to start small but stay consistent. You have to set standards and stick to them, even when nobody's watching. If you say you're going to wake up early, get up. If you promise yourself you'll study for an hour, do it. Don't break promises to yourself. Time you keep your word, you build confidence. Every time you break it, you lose momentum. It's not about being perfect. It's about being committed. Understand this. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Without it, even the best plans collapse. Habits are how you build discipline into your daily life. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds. Every day you practice it, it gets stronger. Over time, what used to feel hard becomes natural. Waking up early stops feeling painful. Staying consistent starts feeling powerful. You begin to crave the grind because you've trained your brain to connect effort with achievement. That's how champions think. You can't level up if your habits are pulling you down. You can't talk about success but live like you're okay with distractions. You can't scroll for hours, sleep through opportunities, and expect to win. You have to protect your time, your focus, and your energy like they're gold. Because they are. Replace time-wasting habits with time-building ones. Instead of scrolling, read. Instead of complaining, plan. Instead of watching others win, work on your own craft. Every little shift compounds into transformation. It's not what you do occasionally that changes you. It's what you do repeatedly. There's a reason why athletes train daily, even in the off-season. There's a reason successful entrepreneurs wake up before sunrise. There's a reason top performers have routines and rituals. They know that habits create results long before the spotlight ever arrives. The world only sees the glory. They don't see the grind. But that grind is where greatness is built. It's in the hours when no one's watching, when it's uncomfortable, when it's boring. That's where winners are made. In the daily habits nobody celebrates. To build unstoppable habits, you need a system, not just willpower. Willpower is temporary, but systems last. Structure your day around your priorities. Set non-negotiables, things you do no matter what. Make your environment support your goals. If you want to read more, keep a book nearby. The people you surround yourself with determine the pace, direction, and quality of your life. You can't expect to level up while spending your time around people who are staying the same. Energy is contagious. You either catch theirs or they catch yours. That's why it's so important to protect your environment. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, laziness, and small thinking, it's only a matter of time before you start lowering your own standards. But if you surround yourself with people who dream big, who work hard, who expect more out of life, their energy will pull you higher. Growth doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in environments that challenge you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. You have to be intentional about your circle. Not everyone deserves access to you. Just because someone's been in your life for years doesn't mean they belong in your next chapter. Some people are part of your story, but not part of your destiny. They can't see the vision God placed inside you, and that's okay. It wasn't meant for them, but it is your job to protect it. Eric Thomas says, if you want to be a lion, stop hanging around with sheep. That means stop wasting time with people who drain your drive. Stop listening to voices that tell you it's impossible. Start seeking out those who push you, who make you uncomfortable in the best way, who challenge you to level up every single day. Think about it. If you spend all your time with people who complain, you'll start complaining. If you hang around people who are unmotivated, you'll start feeling unmotivated. But if you surround yourself with winners, with people who are obsessed with improvement, who talk about growth, business, discipline, and dreams, you'll start moving differently. You'll start thinking differently. You'll start believing differently. That's why the right circle isn't just a blessing, it's a requirement. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Building a growth environment doesn't just mean finding successful people. It means finding people who hold you accountable. You need people in your life who aren't impressed by your excuses. People who love you enough to tell you the truth when you're slacking. Real friends don't just comfort you. They correct you. They'll celebrate your wins, but they'll also call you out when you're being lazy. They'll remind you of your purpose when you forget. Accountability is love in action. It's iron sharpening iron. Without it, you'll stay stuck at the same level, convincing yourself that you're doing enough when you're not. Surrounding yourself with growth also means finding mentors, people who've already walked the path you're on. Don't let pride keep you from learning. Don't let pride keep you from learning. The fastest way to grow is to study someone who's already done what you're trying to do. Ask questions. Watch how they move. Pay attention to how they think, how they handle pressure, how they stay consistent. Success leaves clues, but most people never study them. Mentorship compresses time. It allows you to learn in months what took someone else years to figure out. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to learn from those who already built it. At the same time, you've got to be a source of growth for others. If you want to attract strong people, you got to be strong yourself. Don't just look for people to lift you up. Become someone who lifts others. Encourage, inspire, and challenge the people around you to dream bigger. The energy you put out is the energy you'll attract. When you live with purpose, discipline, and passion, you naturally draw people who think the same way. You become a magnet for growth. Sometimes leveling up means walking alone for a while. That's the part people don't talk about. When you decide to change, not everyone will understand. Some will criticize you, some will say you've changed, and they're right, you have. You're not supposed to stay the same. Growth requires separation. You can't become your best self, surrounded by people who only know your old self. It might hurt to distance yourself from certain relationships, but it's necessary if you want to evolve. Remember, you can't fly if you're still tied down by people who refuse to grow wings. You have to protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Energy determines focus, and focus determines results. Be around people who talk about purpose, not gossip. People who bring peace, not chaos. People who see problems as opportunity, not as excuses to quit. That's the kind of circle that builds empires. Every conversation you have should either inspire you, educate you, or challenge you. If it's not doing one of those three things, it's wasting your time.